Ms. Merch.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she went right
They're
where to
live
go.
right now with their 20
Billy's
followers, so
buddy.
let's not message them. That's what.
Right.
Billy's buddy, request a box, please. Request a box,
Who
please.
dropped
Thank you.
down?
Um,
Who was up there?
Energizer. I'm just keeping one box. We need to keep a box open for Sarah for when she comes back.
Well, as far as I know, she has not blocked me, and I just said, "Hey, please come in a box or whatever." But
No, don't.
that was
Don't.
like earlier. That was way earlier. That was way, way, way earlier.
Okay.
Her name's
Yeah,
Anne
don't.
Frank. Like, I can't take that.
Box or whatever. But
No.
earlier. That was way earlier. That was way, way, way earlier.
Her
Okay.
name's seriously.
Yeah. You guys, let's stop giving her
literally
attention.
irrelevant.
Hey, let's just hear Jack's moment of fame.
Yeah, whatever
Your
happened with
Nancy Grace
Rich's
shout
court?
out.
We'll watch it, but we need to
I
stop.
wanted to watch the rest of that. Oh, we're just waiting for Coochie, right?
No, we're waiting
Think
for
she
Sarah.
needed a minute or
mentioned on
something?
there. They used your video.
Yeah, I know that.
No, we're
My
waiting for
video?
Sarah.
What video? What,
Your
my
video
live?
when they.
You're live.
Yeah, you're live.
Oh my god,
And she
which
shouted
did she
you out.
We
use?
just have to wait for Sarah Sue. As soon as Sarah Sue comes back, we can watch it.
Does Sarah have it?
No, she just wants to watch
No,
it.
I'm
Oh,
playing.
okay.
You too.
Yeah, Chef just played it on his live too. But
Yeah, it was
That was
on a
it.
few people's lives.
Courtney's black eye. You can't have a box at the moment because we're saving it for Sarah. Sorry.
Okay, well, my manager just messaged me back, so I'm going to get my. Yeah, never mind.
Okay.
Let us know what happens, girl.
Well, she's just
Are
gonna
you leaving?
hopefully lose her account, but that's not my problem. Yeah, I'm gonna go so you can bring up.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Wait. Why is she leaving?
She has to go talk to her manager.
Oh, okay.
That was Coochie. That was Coochie, and she had to go talk to her manager about all the restrictions that she's getting from Sarah Frank. So
Okay.
more than likely, Sarah Frank will end up.
You
getting
mean Anne
banned.
Frank? Anne Frank.
Oh yeah,
Anne Frank.
sorry guys. I'm sick. I'm trying to stay like.
No, I just had to.
Yeah. I'm
just
trying
had
to stay on my
to
game,
correct
but I'm
you,
just
that's
having a
all.
hard time thinking.
Just kidding. I don't want another shiner. You guys crack me the fuck up.
Energizer, you
We
can have
wouldn't
your
do that.
back if you want it because there's still an open for
She's
Sarah.
doing her own live now, and I popped in and she was talking about who's doing their own live. Anne Frank. She actually goes live. Well, you can tell who's desperate for some coin. Yeah, fuck Anne and her bullshit.
There's Sarah. We're keeping that.
There's Sarah. While we're waiting for Coochie, y'all didn't get booted. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. I think she got followers from being on my shit, so she has some. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are following her that probably need to unfollow her, but I don't know.
Well, I doubt that she'll have her account long, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
But we need to stop giving her a platform. We need to stop giving her. Worry about it. Giving her a platform. We need to stop giving her the attention.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, girl. Yeah, I agree, girl.
We gotta watch Jax's feature. We ain't got time for that.
No.
Nancy Grace, though, are you guys for fucking real? That's pretty fucking big,
Yes,
dude.
girl. That's a big
That's
thing.
pretty fucking big, dude. That's like a big deal. Like, real? That's pretty fucking big.
That's a big
That's
thing.
pretty fucking big, dude. That's like a big deal. Like, that's
They
crazy.
said they were giving you shout outs about you being shouted out on Nancy Grace over in Chef's too. So they were excited for you too.
Well, who has the
That's so
audio
sweet.
or the video?
Gucci does. She
We
was
do.
playing
We're
it,
just
but now
waiting
she's
on
got to
Allie to
talk
pull
to
it
her
up.
manager because. Oh, Allie's got it. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
All right, here we go.
We ready?
Okay.
Ready,
Yep.
set, go.
Go.
Fishing. I mean, it's a beautiful place. It's a very rural area, and people from all around the state and from Illinois and Ohio uh, come up there, and in the
Yes,
winter
that's
they're
true.
skiing up that way. It's a beautiful forest. I mean, the fact is, just to punch a little hole into that defense, is that if the abortion or if the birth went wrong, why would you leave the body and abandon the body there? There's no you would call for help. You would call for emergency, EMS or whatever.
Who would call for help and emergency? Are you talking about the pregnant mother? Wait, hold on.
No. I'm saying
Alan,
the people, if they were.
I asked you to describe the location
Sure.
where Rebecca died, where she bled out.
Right.
Fucking love you, Nancy.
Discussion, but I guess I have to. Under Randolph Rice's theory that she voluntarily, naturally gave birth or planned to give birth out in this federal forest. Okay, you're talking about how beautiful it is. Could you tell me, you were talking about camping and fishing and swimming. What's the temperature out there right now, tonight, Alan Lingle?
Tonight, it's probably, up north there, it's probably in the low teens. Right now it's very cold in all of Michigan. And in northern Michigan, it's usually colder. So it's pretty frigid weather there.
Alan, it's 16 degrees at night where she was found. I mean, what? You know what? Let me go to Dr. Sherry Schwartz, the only other woman joining me tonight on the panel. Dr. Sherry Schwartz, forensic psychologist, specializing in cases just like this. She's at panthermitigation.com. She's a prolific author, but one of them, and my favorite, is Where Law and Psychology Intersect. Dr. Sherry Schwartz, what woman in her right mind would go out in 16-degree temperature and give birth in the dirt, in the forest, alone, then realize she needs a C-section and be out? This is insane.
It is insane. And only if she was actively psychotic would she even entertain anything like that. But I haven't heard any reports that she suffered from any sort of mental illness like that. Again, we don't have a lot of information, but that's highly, highly unlikely.
You know, we were talking earlier with Dave Mack and Joe Scott Morgan about how one victim had been lured in one of those online chat rooms about giving birth. And that is where her killers met her. But very often the killer is someone known by the victim. Joe Scott, I don't know if you recall another similar victim, Marlon Ochoa Lopez. Listen.
These two killed a pregnant teen and out of her womb and took it for themselves. Marlon Ochoa Lopez was part of a Facebook group for pregnant mothers, and they were all kind of like a support group with each other. She became friends with this lady right here. Her name is Clarissa Figueroa. They became friends. They came over for tea one day. So Ochoa Lopez went over to Figueroa's for tea, and that was the last time everyone heard from her. Desiree Figueroa is her daughter on the right, and she helped murder this pregnant teen and out of her womb.
That is from Harinder Singh on TikTok. Joe Scott, I want you to hear the rest of the facts too. Dave Mack. These two invite the pregnant mom over for tea, and she ends up dead. What happened in that scenario?
In this particular case, the pretense was they were offering her free baby clothes. And, for many new mothers, that's a big priority. You've got to have clothing for the children. It does get expensive. And so Marlene was excited at the opportunity to get some free clothing. That's how they got her in there.
Back to you, Joe Scott Morgan, knowing what you now know. I want to talk to you about what exactly happened in the case in chief. Tonight, the search is ongoing for her little baby, Richie, if he survived. And I would think that his body would have been found by now if he had died in the process. Because you explained to me how this happened, How would an amateur cesarean section take place? And we have reason to believe that Rebecca was alive when the baby Richie, was torn from her uterus.
Yeah. Hey, that was a really beautiful area in Michigan there. I've actually been there fishing before. One of the most lovely areas in the United States. But I got to tell you something, Nancy. You know what I didn't see? A labor and delivery room. I didn't see an area that is prepped in order to facilitate a cesarean. So what are you going to do this with? Well, in order to do this, I doubt that they're going to show up with retractors. They're not going to have scalpels. They're probably not going to have surgical scissors, these sorts of things. So they're going to use tools at hand that they have. We're talking about things like knives that you bring in from home, any kind of other instrument that might be available. And they're going to leave her out there. They're going to take her at that spot, perhaps, and extricate this baby from her womb. Now, they probably know enough that they're going to have to keep her alive so that the child is going to be viable. And that is a very, very tough passage to go through, because if you do not have medical training to facilitate this, you're not only going to have a dead mom, you're going to have a dead baby on your hand. If the purpose of this is to take this child and sell it on the market, there's going to be evidence that's left behind also. To go back to this idea that this may have been some kind of natural birth, we all know, for those of us that are not in the medical field, that I've been present for the birth of all of my precious children. We do know that if it's a vaginal delivery, you've also got to push out the placenta. You're going to be looking for an umbilical cord, those sorts of things. So you can kind of go back and examine the scene from that perspective to see what is left behind. It's not just what is taken, it's what's left behind. And the trauma, Nancy, that she sustained out there on that filthy, filthy ground in that beautiful forested area is something that we cannot even begin to calculate.
Joining me right now is Dan Murphy, former NYPD Detective Sergeant. He was on the Joint Terrorism Task Force, former Chief Security Officer at U.S. Bancorp, and he is the co-host star of Gold Shields podcast. He's also an author. Dan, you and I, Joe Scott, many people on the panel tonight have cast iron stomachs. We have to, after what we've seen on crime scenes. But I want to brace you for what you're about to hear regarding the victim in the case in chief. There are two victims. There's Rebecca, about to give birth, 22 years old. And there's her baby Richie. We don't know where he is tonight. Okay, I want you to hear what one of the witnesses says that has seen the body, and brace yourself.
I'm going to walk up to her, and yes, the animals have ate at her cheek, but her face is all there. The animals,
because it's so cold.
And her stomach, and their stomach's gutted.
So the baby's not there.
I don't think so. I got this close. I mean, it's her stuff's coming. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
From Jax S on TikTok. Dan Murphy, other than this beautiful girl, she's 22, Dan, about to give birth, just days away from giving birth, out there in the woods, her stomach gutted open, and these witnesses are describing how there has been, as Joe Scott likes to say, animal activity on her body to top it all off. Animals have gotten to her out in the wilderness. All of our guests are describing this beautiful, idyllic federal forest. I can't see it that way after what I know happened to Rebecca there. But the way this girl was brutalized, the one thing I'm learning of note, too, the brutality that was inflicted on this pregnant mom. And B, number one. Number two, the baby's gone. The baby was not there. Somebody took the baby. Dan Murphy, have you ever seen anything like it, including all of your years at NYPD?
This would have to be up there with the most horrific scenes I've ever seen, if not worse. Having not seen images, but hearing the descriptions is enough. This is the stuff that makes even veteran detectives want to have a drink or five on the way home afterwards, because this is so, you want to wash it out of your brain. It's so horrible. This is what reminds you that human beings are capable of unbelievable, unfathomable acts of violence against each other. This is one that would stick with whoever was at that scene for the rest of their lives.
Dan Murphy, you mentioned this is the kind of case that makes you want to have 1 or 5 drinks after work. I remember being so upset, distraught, when I would leave the courthouse. Of course, I couldn't let a jury see. I would have to pull my car over. I would go to the parking deck, load up all my stuff. I didn't dare leave it in the courtroom. Load everything up, get in the car, drive away from the building, away from the parking lot, so no one connected to the case. Then I would pull over and stop the car and just feel sick or cry or just try to just sit there and process what had happened. And that's how I feel about what happened to Rebecca in this case. And the baby is still missing, Dan.
This is, I can totally relate to what you talked about as your experience, and I know a lot of people can relate to it too. If you have children, if you are a parent, if you care about the sanctity of life, this is shocking to the core. Absolutely shocking to the core. And even just reading about this story can give someone experience such as myself chills. It's a cold, hard reminder of just how brutal people can be to each other. And this is a depth not reached often in terms of that cruelty.
I'm gonna walk up to her, and yes, the animals have 8 at her cheeks, but her face is all there. The animals,
Because it's so cold.
and her stomach, and their stomach studded.
So the baby's not there.
I don't think so. I got this close. I mean, it's her stuff's coming. It's yeah.
Oh, okay. From Jack's S on TikTok. Holidays are just around the corner, and that means a lot of excitement. It's a smart way. Probative, in other words, they mean something, facts, and prove your case. In this case, holding it together until you find the baby. Then you can go home and fall apart. Or as Dan Murphy said, go have 1 or 5 drinks.
Yeah, I agree with Dan that you have to, from my perspective, you have to follow the science and stay with it. Because if you look around you and you look at what's before you relative to the humanity that indwells that space, it'll drive you to utter madness. But the key here is going to be the science, Nancy. I think you have to be reliant upon that to understand what happened to her. First off, I want to understand what are the kinds of injuries might she have had on her body, other than, say, for instance, this horrible incision that she's going to have over her lower abdomen. I want to know if she was in any way. I want to know if she was compelled in any way to wind up in this location. Was she beaten? Was she cut?
Yeah.
Was she...
Jax, I know you're a teacup. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, guys. Okay, thank you.
You want to pause or you want to keep going?
No, keep on. Thank you.
Stabbed? Was she shot? Was she bludgeoned in any way? I want to try to understand that. And therein is going to rest some of the answers. Nancy, even in the state that she's in, and if memory serves me correctly, we're talking potentially several weeks down the road since she was last seen alive. Did you know, even as badly as she may have been decomposed, we will still be able to figure out these wound tracks relative to the hemorrhage that indwells these sites. Because if there is hemorrhage, that's going to give us an indication that she sustained antemortem injuries. And plus, in the throes of having the baby removed, that's called a perimortem injury, there will still be hemorrhage there, and that will tell the tale.
I mean, just got Morgan to remove a baby in this manner. Mm-hmm. Of course, when a proper cesarean is done in the hospital, the cut is, I don't know, 4 inches maybe. It's horizontal, way low down on your stomach. Mm-hmm. I imagine amateurs would do a vertical cut from, say, the down to the just open. So if, and I'm guessing, hypothesizing that is the way they did it. If they did make the vertical cut I'm describing,
Yeah.
wouldn't that sever an artery? I mean, how long would she have been able to live?
There's multiple vessels that would be severed, and not to mention, if you go with this idea that it could have been a vertical incision, now you're talking about getting into the bowel. Okay, just think about that, because with cesarean, one of the reasons it's done more in a southerly direction anatomically is you avoid that. All right, and trust me, our medical professionals have been doing this for years and years and years and years. They understand the nature of the anatomy involved here. That's not something that would be done in a clinical environment. So if you're at a very rudimentary level, a barbaric level, that's what you're going to be looking at. You're going to talk about erupting a multitude of vessels in there. You're going to be talking about damaging the bowel, which also has its own blood supply. So yeah, she would bleed out in this environment. That's really no surprise here. And I think that when all is revealed, you're going to begin to understand the horror that she endured during this event. And there's really not going to be any words to try to describe it, I think. If and when this thing makes it to trial, if it makes it to trial, you're going to see something presented to a jury or to a judge that is going to shock them to their core.
Listen, we just had them take us through whatever the video that they wanted to show us, and the son or the young boy or the 20-year-old did not want the dad to go up and ask if I could go up and see if it was a man or if it was really somebody, and it was Rebecca.
Can you pause it for a second?
Yep.
I just want everybody to know that that's Amy or Courtney, one of the two. That's who that is the video of. And then I was recording them, and I was the one crying. Just so everybody knows. I don't know if everybody knows that, but I think they do, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that they were the ones that Fabian went and got. And also, people keep in mind that obviously Nancy's team hadn't gotten the PC affidavit, so that's why I think they're probably, like, I just lost my train of thought, but they're speculating on what could have happened, what blah 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 blah. So
yeah, people are need to be sure whatever or something.
Jax, you're cutting out really, really bad.
It definitely is a hard watch.
Just want I don't know if you guys can hear me.
You're cutting out really, really bad.
I'm starting to get service again, I think. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Now we can.
Absolutely.
Okay. Sorry, just a bad area.
You're good.
You guys leave that box open for Sarah if she wants to come back.
All right, you can keep playing it. I just want to make sure I was like, where? Can you hear me? My service is going in and out a little bit. Okay. All right, you can keep playing. If it does it again, just know it's my service because I'm like out in BFE.
Will do.
Home of Biomom Bartholomew, a volunteer finds the body of Rebecca. Investigators not releasing the condition of the body or if a newborn has been found. Rebecca was expected to give birth days before her body was located.
That from Up North Live. Let's start at the beginning. Tonight, the search is on for Rebecca's baby boy, Richie. We now know of her stomach. How did this whole thing start? Who is Rebecca? Listen.
Child Protective Services called to save Rebecca from her biological mother, Courtney Bartholomew, placed with foster mother Stephanie Park. When parental rights are terminated, Stephanie adopts Rebecca. Rebecca flourishes in the Park home and enjoys grandparents and extended family. Stephanie Park knows Rebecca's mother is dangerous and tries to protect Rebecca from reconnecting with her. Like many adopted children, Rebecca is curious about her biological mother, and the two reconnect.
So to renowned psychologist, forensic psychologist, Dr. Sherry Schwartz, Dr. Sherry, Rebecca came from an abusive home. But very early on, CPS did the right thing and removed her, put her in a foster home, and the foster mom adopted her and kept her, gave her a forever home. Even though she was extremely happy growing up, she became curious about who's my bio mom? What is that? I don't know that I understand it, Dr. Sherry Schwartz, because Rebecca had everything. She had a loving family, grandparents, cousins, all the love a baby could have, but she had a curiosity about her bio mom who couldn't give a fig about her, abused her, and then gave her up. But yet she was curious.
I love her. A fig.
We all want to know where we came from, Nancy. This is one of the fundamental biological drives to know our roots, our ancestry. And in a case where a child is given up pretty much at any age, or the parent abandons them, disappears, that drive is a bit stronger. The kids want to know, who is this person and why did they give me up? It's natural to think Rebecca maybe thought it had something to do with her. So you want to talk to that person if they're around and find out why.
Randolph Rice is joining us, former prosecutor, current criminal defense attorney, and civil lawyer who founded Rice Law. I know that your firm has been involved with adoptions. It seems to happen all the time that the child wants to go back and find the bio parents. And I think, Randolph, that Dr. Sherry hit it on the head. They somehow think my mom gave me up because I fill in the blank. I was a bad baby. She didn't want me. They somehow blame themselves. Have you ever noticed that? And there is just an inherent desire to find that bio mom.
Yeah, typically the adoptions we handle, the kids are very young, but certainly as they get older, there is that curiosity that they want to find out who their parents are, who their backstory is, where did I come from, maybe who are my grandparents. And this is so important because it fulfills that void that they're trying to fill in life, of trying to get the answers as to who am I.
I find it interesting to you, Dan Murphy, that the adoptive mom has a premonition. She says, your bio mom is trouble. Don't reconnect. Don't do it. But yet Rebecca was hell-bent. She wanted to find the bio mom. Have you ever had cases? I have, where witnesses have had some sort of an emotional or mental warning, a premonition, so to speak. And it's poo-pooed. Nobody pays any attention to it.
Nancy, countless times I've dealt with victims of crime who've survived, and I've seen cases where people haven't, where their intuition or their intuition for another person's protection has kicked in and the radar's been going off and they've ignored it. And many times I've had victims of crime tell me, from hospital beds, I had a feeling about that guy. I don't know why I let him in the door. I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I did that. But our intuition exists for one reason, and that's to protect us. Now, in a case like this, a mother's intuition, even an adopted mother's intuition, is strong. She knows the history, and she relayed that to her. Sometimes you have to let people find their own way, but this is a case that is not unusual to that extent. People feel that. Parents feel it strongly for those they love. And we can see things sometimes that people themselves can't see.
Feeling contractions at 38 weeks pregnant, Rebecca goes to the hospital November 2nd, even though her due date is not until November 18th. An exam reveals she's a mother to run some errands. Rebecca has $2,000 cash she receives as an inheritance from family in preparation for her baby.
Bombshell tonight. Crime Stories now streaming first on Fox 1. That's right.
Days after her disappearance, the unthinkable happens. Rebecca's lifeless body is found in the remote depths of Manistee National Forest.
Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter. There you go. That shoots Randolph Rice's theory that she had a natural birth. Shoots it to hell and back, because who's going to go through all that and their cell phone is not with them? You know, Dave Mack, we've seen that over and over again. I guess you recall Alex Murdaugh, right? The high-profile lawyer now convicted of murdering his wife, Maggie, and son, Paul. Remember, Maggie's phone was found not far away from her body was found, and it was proven through his, Alex Murdaugh's, nav system. Remember that? He was driving away from the murder scene, slowed down, let down the passenger side window, threw out Maggie's cell phone, let the window up, and scratched off. That was probative where her cell phone was found. Let's see another one. Kelsey Barrett. Remember her? Killed by fiance Frazee with the help of his mistress, the rodeo queen. Her cell phone pinged hundreds of miles away, where the two had tried to make it look like she just left town, leaving behind her little girl to fend for herself. So where the cell phone is found, Dave Mack, can sometimes be critical. But needless to say, in this case, Rebecca did not have her cell phone. It was abandoned, correct?
It was, and it was abandoned not far from where her bio mom's house is. And here's the part that really bothers me, Nancy, because the phone was found on the first day they began the real search for her. And yet her body is found 150 yards from where her phone was, but we don't find it for 3 weeks. It's in an area that's been searched. I mean, think about it. If you're conducting a search, you find her phone, you're going to look all around.
You know what that makes me think, Dave Mack? And let me throw this to Alan Langle joining us, the editor at Deadline Detroit, an online daily. Alan, I wonder if where her body was found is a secondary
Can I say something?
crime scene.
I know they got that. I know they got that information wrong. That the body was not found 150 feet from where they said the cell phone pinged.
Mm-hmm.
That's just to make that clear.
Yeah.
So she does have the wrong information on that, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she probably went off the news reports.
There's been a few inconsistencies in here.
Keep going.
Didn't get wrong was Jack's name. Huh.
Stop it.
Yeah, in
You're
big
too
bold
silly.
letters.
I love you.
Right. Love you too.
I love you. Okay, I guess that's all. Sorry.
No, interrupt anytime. These are facts that need to be shared.
Right. Okay. You're good, babe.
In other words, was she killed somewhere else, then dumped there? Because that's a lot of time to pass without her body being found. Not close to her phone.
Although I will say, having worked on the Levy case when I was at the Washington Post, her body was found at Rock Creek Park. It wasn't till a year later a guy was taking a walk through the woods with his dog where the body was discovered. I think it's, for some reason, in the forest, it's not hard to, have a body hidden for that long. And particularly in the cold where I don't know enough about it to say, but canines going through the woods or stuff like that, I don't know if it's harder when it's cold out, when the scent isn't, the aroma isn't out there. But who knows? It's hard to say. I mean,
Well, that's a good question, Alan Langle. When were canines brought out?
Right. That is a good question. I mean, you would think that's standard procedure.
Say that.
A lot of times it's part of the community, part of the police, but I can tell you in the Chandra Levy case, they sent out dozens and dozens of police officers and cadets looking for the body, and they did not.
They didn't do that here.
It's very possible, and I think that was one of the thoughts maybe with Chandra Levy, that maybe she was killed somewhere else and then her body was dumped there. I guess we don't know at this point. I mean, it's interesting, the theories by police, they seem to have some pretty specific theories as to what happened, the scenario. So it makes me think somebody's cooperating, somebody, whether it's the actual people involved or somebody else has been cooperating in this.
We don't know when canines were brought out to the scene, but they did not hit on Rebecca's body, which is leading to a lot of speculation. She was killed in one place, the dog searched, and then her body was dumped. Then we begin hearing stories about Rebecca, heavily pregnant, getting into a black vehicle with tinted windows at midnight. Now remember, the last time she was seen, she's with her bio mom running errands, and she's got $2,000 with her. It's a family gift to prepare for the baby. Now listen to this.
Rebecca's fiancé, Richard Lee Falor, is trying to get in touch with Rebecca, but she is not answering or replying to text. Knowing Rebecca has been shopping with her biological mother, Falor calls Bartholomew, who says Rebecca got into a black-colored sedan with tinted windows just before midnight and left. Falor reports Rebecca missing with the Wexford County Sheriff's Office.
Dave Mack, I'm understanding that the fiancé got that information from Rebecca's bio mom, who was the last one known to be with her.
Exactly. He knew that Rebecca had been with her bio mom shopping earlier that day. When he couldn't get her, he called Bartholomew, who told him the story about the getting in a car, a dark vehicle.
But isn't it true, Dave Mack, the bio mom has an alibi of sorts? Listen.
She gave me my meds at about 8:40. I don't remember a lot, as I just said, but she was there when I went to bed, and she was also there when I woke up the next day. I know that she never goes out and about when I'm sleeping, just because she doesn't like to drive at night.
Wait a minute, Randolph Rice, that's no alibi. The son of the bio mom says he took meds at 8:40 and didn't see his mom again until the next morning. That's no alibi for the night Rebecca died.
You're exactly right, Nancy. It's no alibi, but at least establishes that somewhere around 8:40 that she's accountable, and sometime the next morning she's accountable. The question is going to be,
this guy's a joke, dude.
8:40 p.m. and that next morning.
Out of the blue, a surprise twist. Listen to Joanna Carey, the Wexford County prosecutor.
This is a case of premeditated murder. These two individuals created a plan to conduct a search. Ms. Bartholomew brought Rebecca to their home. They forced her into another vehicle and took her into the woods, where they stabbed her, forced her to lie on the ground while they and ultimately caused her death.
There's been a lot of speculation about potential motive. Of course, the state never has to prove motive in a case like this or any case. But to Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter, apparently prosecutors are speculating about a motive. What is it?
It is that the Bartholomews, Bradley, that they had failed at conceiving a child, that she had had multiple miscarriages, and that she still wanted to have a baby. I'm talking about Courtney Bartholomew here, and that they had not been able to do that.
You know, you really can't make that up. But believe it or not, there have been other cases similar to this with the same motive, and I'm referring specifically to the case of Bobby Joe Stinnett.
The woman behind me is one of the most hated people in Missouri. This is Lisa Montgomery, and in 2021, she was actually the first woman to be executed by the U.S. government in nearly 70 years because she did something horrifically depraved. In 2004, Lisa drove to Missouri to meet Bobby Joe Stinnett, who was 38 weeks pregnant at the time.
That is from Rate Review on TikTok, and she's right. Lisa Montgomery, out of the victim, Bobby Joe Stinnett, who was 8 months pregnant, took the baby, and the baby lived. The baby girl is now a teenager living with her father. Alan Lingle joining us from Deadline Detroit. Alan, these two are under arrest right now. Do you believe that there are any other parties involved in the murder of Rebecca? And you have reason to believe that the baby is no longer alive. Explain.
Well, I think the Attorney General, Dana Nessel, here in Michigan, has put out a press release. She's working with the county prosecutor, and she's put out a press release saying that not only the mother is dead, but the baby is dead. They seem to have a scenario of what happened, what transpired, which tells me somebody is cooperating and helping laying out, because I doubt there's any video there in the national forest there. Somebody has sort of laid out a scenario where they're able to press charges and say what happened. So does somebody else know about it? There's a very good possibility that somebody else has been cooperating to sort of lay out the scenario.
You know, it's amazing to me that other people could stand by knowing this happened or was going to happen and did nothing. To Joseph Scott Morgan, the baby Richie, has not been found. Ellie thinks the baby is dead. Is there any way? Now, we saw in the Montgomery case the baby did live. Is there a way the baby lived?
Yeah, there's a possibility the baby lived. We just don't know how long. But here's the thing, Nancy. I think that all we have to do is go back to what the state prosecutor is saying here, because they're kind of definitively saying that neither two, and we know the mom, all right, is deceased, but both of them are not alive. So where is she coming up with that information? I'm wondering if there was a witness to this event, or if somebody had actually that was involved in this had stated it to somebody else, maybe in their immediate circle, maybe somebody within the family, because they're banging on about, well, we've tried and we haven't had a baby, and this is something we really wanted. Well, if they're banging on about that, maybe they're saying, well, we tried again. Oh yeah, we tried to butcher my biological daughter and extract the baby from her, and so that didn't work either. Did they make that statement to somebody? The question is, where is this child? And also, how long, if any time did this child survive outside of the womb? And what's the status of the baby right now?
If you know or think you know anything, it's E. Grace signing off for tonight. But I'll see you tomorrow night. And until then, good night, friend.
And that is that.
I just wanted to bring out and mention something that Martha came on.
And that is that.
I just wanted to bring out and on to a live the other day and brought up. And that was that the way that the trash works there, that to a live the other day and brought up. And that was this there, that whenever the trash is taken to the landfill or whatever you want to call it, all the trash is there, that into the landfill or whatever you want to call it, all the trash is separated out first. There's somebody who goes through every piece of the trash and separates it out. And so she was saying that her friend works there apparently, and they definitely. And so she was saying that they definitely would have, taken apart their little concoction of the trash bag and the cooler and the trash bag. Like, she said that would have been something that would have been like sorted through. So if he was indeed taken to the landfill, they would have found him. So I just wanted to put that out there. It was something that Martha had come into a live and mentioned, because I still have my hopes that they were able to, keep him alive, and that, they gave him to somebody. I still haven't let go of that hope. And like Martha said, a period.
Well, I think that I can't speculate.
Yeah, and I'm not speculating. I'm going off of what
But
what Martha had said is how they work
I know.
there.
I'm
So,
saying I was about to speculate, so that's why I was like, I can't speculate. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah.
but
That's what I'm saying.
I,
Everybody just hope that we find him.
and that's why they went out to the landfill that day. You
Yeah.
know, because obviously Courtney and Brad were talking, and you know, either way, that baby is. I personally like. I believe that baby is up in heaven and everything, and it's
Martha
very
is in that
unfortunate.
comments.
Hey,
Martha's in the panel.
okay,
Martha's.
so
Oh,
my girlfriend,
Tom, sorry.
my girlfriend was explaining that she she was like administrative at GFL, so I trust her. The Cadillac administrative at GFL. Um, the Cadillac area does not have to go to the sort. It goes right. It goes right there, you guys. They're gonna have to
Boone
look.
as well.
It's not going to the sort. It didn't go to the sort.
Oh,
It
all
goes
right.
right there.
So what you're saying is is that they have to go through everything at the landfill,
Right,
right?
but, and this is good. They write down to every day. They know exactly what driver and like like kind of a general area to go.
Of where they dumped it.
Right.
Okay.
They know exactly what driver, exactly what time he picked it up, exactly everything. Every week it's logged.
So this is my thing with this is that the police had already been there. I went there after court, not this court date, but the last court date. You guys seen me go there, and I got kicked out of there because it's private property, right? So this is my thing. Like, if that. Okay, so I'm confused. Like, if they did find the baby there, would they tell us that they found the baby there or not?
Well,
I guess is my first question.
remember Piper went there and they said that no investigators and no cops had been there right to her.
I will say there was a recent case out of Cali, the Harrow case, 7-month-old baby, where they said that they placed him in the tin. They have not found that baby because it went to that landfill. So just leave that possibility that they may not find him.
Right, but what I'm saying is if they went there and they checked through
I'm sure they
things, which would
would.
obviously take them a long time to do, right? They would have still like been there when I went there.
I
Is what
feel
I'm
like
thinking.
Yeah, they would be there for hours, possibly days to sift through everything.
And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if that's a investigation area, I mean, maybe they wouldn't have it taped off or anything, but I feel like I would have seen something like a cop car or something. There wasn't nobody there, but and Jessica went there right before me. So I mean, unless I guess they could have done it through the night. I'm not sure.
I just feel like if they had found baby boy, that they would have said that his remains have been recovered. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't think that they have found him. I don't think that they have him. I think
That's
that
what
it
I'm
would have
wondering.
been.
I feel like would they tell us if they had him, if they did
They
find him?
haven't. I don't think that they have found him. I don't think that they have him. I think that
tell us if they had him, if they did
they
find
have
him.
in other cases. So why wouldn't they in this one? Like it's not like that's going to hinder anything. You know what I mean?
Right, when the case is this
in this one, like it's not like that's going to hinder anything, you know.
right, when the case is this big, we had one in Mass also, and I had called a few stations to ask and do things because family and things were involved. Right. When the case is this big, we had one in Mass also, and I had things because family and things were involved. And they said that in certain cases they would only notify family, but they would at least say to the public, recovered or safe, like, found and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. They would say something. They wouldn't just leave it at, this.
Right.
But, I think
Okay, but
that
if they didn't find the baby, then, or if they didn't find the remains, then why did they stop searching? Why weren't they out there looking until they found the baby?
because maybe they searched and they did, like, he's not there, or maybe something changed. I mean, you have to remember that these affidavits are not solid in the ground, like this is exactly what happened. This is what they told the
Right,
officer, and this is
right,
the
right, right,
officer's
right,
report that
right.
goes to the
Yeah,
judge. So what we
Also,
read in this does not mean
I
that
know. I
this is
forgot that.
exactly what
I
happened,
forgot
guys.
that. I
does
Yeah,
forgot
and
that.
not just
anybody
you, but the people in the comments. Like, you have to keep
I
in
know,
mind
but
that we
I
don't.
also I
This is
forgot that.
exactly what
I
happened,
forgot
guys.
that.
But the people in the comments, like, you,
Forgot that too.
does
yeah,
So that
anybody
might
know
not
for a
even be where it's
fact?
at.
that's right, and that's why I'm saying, like, we don't know if the baby is alive, if the baby is not alive, if
Well, we know
there's
that
no
it's not
telling.
alive.
We don't know that though. There's no way to know that.
Yeah, they
There
would
is
not
because they
up in
did the
court.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
They
yeah.
wouldn't have
They're,
stated the way that they did about the wording and verbiage on the baby. I have a
and not only
question though.
that, they said
But that is based on what they were told. Again, that is not.
No, no, no. That's
no,
an
the
actual autopsy
autopsy.
report and the wording,
Yeah,
remember?
they're not going by
Yeah.
what. Yeah, they're not going by that.
And text message, cellular device, if there's text messages between them, a lot more than just what they're saying.
Yeah, there was an autopsy. We haven't gotten toxicology, but that there's
Saying.
yeah, there was an autopsy. We haven't gotten toxicology, but that there's the
But the
verbiage that was
yeah,
used.
autopsy would tell whether the baby was alive or not when they took the baby out, and they can tell. And even though they haven't released that to us, oh, she's not here.
No, I'm here.
Oh, are you here? Okay, I
Yeah,
just seen a
I'm here.
teacup, so I didn't know. But the
Oh no,
autopsy report. Oh, are you here? Okay, I
yeah,
just seen a
I'm here.
teacup, so I didn't know. But the
Oh no,
the autopsy report can tell whether the baby was alive or unalived at the time that it got took out, and like that's what they're saying. They're going by the autopsy that he wasn't,
I have a question.
and that
Go. Oh, sorry. So when Fabian found him and his boy, or found her, where did Fabian go and like disappear to? Did he just leave right away, or was he staying?
no, he stayed and talked to the cops.
Okay.
So I had a question that I can drop for other people if you'd like, but as far as going back to the baby again, does anybody know for sure if they are as going back to the baby again? Does anybody know for sure if they are taped off or actively possibly still searching at the landfill?
Well, when I was there last week, it wasn't.
You can see all of it, like the landfill, like all the, like, you know what I mean? Like my ex-husband worked for sanitation, and they have like dips down, back spots. Like there's all different spots for these trucks to dump different shit.
Yeah, I didn't go all the way through there, so I guess I can't really say that because I just made it to the end of the.
You know what I mean? Like there may not be like a heavy police presence, but somebody that's there to watch if they knew where the truck had dumped, because Martha's right on that. Typically they have to weigh themselves too, so they should have a time and a video. But we're dealing with, I don't know, country bumpkin bullshit, so I don't know about that.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
just
no,
went
she
in the
kicked me
NCBI
right out of there when I
website.
was there.
I just went in the NCBI website and I put in
Put in what? We lost her.
alive or not, and it says that I can show. and I can show you if you'd like, but it says that there's no way to tell that if the baby inhaled air or not. So just saying, if the baby inhaled air. So
We didn't
Oh,
hear
I
you
guess
because
you,
you cut
you mean,
out.
listen, hold on hope. The people can hold on hope about that, and then
We didn't.
hold on hope. The people can hold on hope. God, I mean, everybody hopes that possibly that could be true, but then if you read or seen some of the other things, I mean, unfortunately, God, I mean, everybody hopes if you read or seen some of, unfortunately, I
I mean,
don't think
I've
it
read
was us.
everything that there is to read, and I'm telling you that, like, but everything is speculation. And what I just read is based on her autopsy, off of Becca's autopsy. They can't tell if the baby was alive or not. I just read
You're right.
that right.
Everything is absolutely speculation until,
Yep,
I mean, we're going to have to
exactly.
wait a lot of this out.
I will say that the placenta, if the baby was cut off oxygen before it was delivered, they can tell when, if it, depending on how much it has
And they,
placenta, if the baby was cut off oxygen, when, if it, depending on how much it has
and they
deteriorated.
have all that, so I'm sure they're still going to test all that stuff now too, you know? They'll get DNA from the umbilical cord and test all that stuff now too, you know? If supposedly, allegedly.
But that none of that's going to tell if the baby breathed. They can't tell that off of a
No,
placenta,
that,
off
no,
of
not that. I was
an
going with what
umbilical
Alex said.
cord. And that's what it was saying in this other thing, that you cannot tell based off of any of that. I can give you guys the link if you like, but none of that's going to give an actual.
It would, because they have cellular records of when they were in those woods, so they would go off that time frame, and then they
going to give an actual
records of when they were in those woods, so they would go off that time frame, and then they would give a rough estimate of when that placenta started to no longer be active, where it started that deterioration process. So they do
Right,
have give a rough estimate of when that placenta is active, where it started that deterioration. The
if
computer
the baby was
technology.
stillborn, but we do not know if the baby was stillborn. It said
Hey,
stillborn
guys.
or.
Their charge is
Guys,
a
Martha has an
stillborn.
update. Martha has an update. She's been trying to tell us in the comments. Hey, Martha, what's going on?
Nothing, and absolutely nothing. I literally drove by the landfill. There's absolutely nothing going on at the landfill. There has not been anything going on at the landfill. Drive by there sometimes twice a day. There is nothing going on at the landfill. Nothing. No police presence has not been that anybody has seen or reported. Nothing. And we go the 2 tracks behind the landfill too. It's not like we just go, like Long Lake trails go all the way around the dump. I could walk onto the dump myself if I wanted to. There is nothing happening there. Nothing. Thank you. That was a burning question. If I wanted to. Nothing. Thank you. That was a burning question of mine. Like if they were possibly still, sectioned off somewhere. Nothing.
Yes,
That's what
thank
I'm
you.
saying. From what I could tell and from what I seen, that there was nothing there. You know what I mean? Like no.
Anybody
Nothing.
ever?
Like
But allegedly they would be looking for the cooler. You know what I mean? So like, have any of you ever looked on Google Earth at the landfill? No. Yeah, go ahead. It's disgusting. It'll make you fucking sick. It's hundreds and hundreds of acres.
Could the snow have hindered the search?
I would imagine.
Oh man. Okay. Well, it says this is what it says, and this is correct straight off of the website. And it says down at the bottom, it is not possible to definitively answer this question, and stillborn should be assumed due to the potential legalities. But it is basically it's saying that they can't tell if it was stillborn either.
I don't know, but it said in the fucking charges that they're getting charged with torture resulting in a
Yeah, I read all that.
stillbirth
I'm
or
just saying that.
miscarriage.
Yeah, but
So
I
they must
believe
have
that it
some
was,
kind of proof,
or they're going
and they're
off of
just not
what they're
telling us.
saying.
No, or they can't do that. They wouldn't do that.
I don't know.
I
I'm
think they
just saying.
I
know,
feel
and
like
I
I've
think they're
seen
not
too many
telling
legal
us.
documents. That's all. I feel like I've seen it too many times, unfortunately, for it to not be true if it's written legally. You know,
And I
it's.
think that I really think that
I
they
would love
know, and
to
they're
wish
just
it
not
was the
telling
other way.
us.
Unfortunately, for it to not be true if it's written.
And I
It's.
think that I really think that
I
they
would love
know, and
to
they're
wish
just
it
not
was the
telling
other way.
us.
Yeah, I would love to wish it was the other way, but I agree, Jax. Unfortunately.
I mean, I'm not
And
trying to be negative or anything, but that's just what I mean, I don't know. They wouldn't be getting charged with that if that wasn't a thing that they had complete rock evidence of, you know what I mean? And that's something that Kristen could
no,
actually
you know
answer,
what?
you know
I'm
what I mean,
reading it
better
right
than
now.
me.
I'm reading the charges right now, and it says potentially causing miscarriage or stillbirth.
Okay.
So
Okay, so
it's
I
like,
think we just have to agree to disagree on the fact that I've said it kind of like a couple times. Not to you. I don't mean it to you, but like we got to wait it out. Unfortunately, at this
that's
point, this is the wait out fucking game because it's all potential. It's all
and that's
alleged. It's
exactly it.
all
Everything is
speculation. It's all a mess. It's all a fucking mess. Sorry, it's all a fucking mess. They all, the sister and the mother, they fuck the same guy. Like the whole thing's a mess.
Both sisters and the mom.
Yeah, it's disgusting, and it's been with like 3 different guys, so it's not just one. Like, what the fudge?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. Sorry.
No, you're good. I have to
all
remind
right.
myself.
We're getting a list of people again, so I'm going to start bringing some people up. So thank you very much. What is it? Chronic AF Mother?
Yeah, you can just say chronic. It's fine. But yeah, I had said you guys could drop me before. Thank you.
Thank
Love
you.
you. Thank you. You guys, that's the map of the landfill that she's showing.
Yeah, because Martha was saying it's just so big or whatever. So I was just showing y'all in comparison how big it really was on Google Earth or Maps or whatever.
Thank you guys for letting me up. I just got off work and got home. I've been listening the whole time. Jax, do you remember right after their first arraignment, there was a bunch of activity at the landfill at both sites, where they were turning trucks around and nobody could go in there? And now we know from
Allegedly.
Sorry.
Because we don't know. I didn't see it. You didn't see it. Nobody's seen it. And when I went there was nobody and nothing going on.
Yeah, allegedly, I feel they have enough information to make that charge stick.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But I think also the charge saying potentially, how October is saying it, I don't know. I kind of took it a different way than the way she took it. I think you could maybe possibly could you take that in 2 different ways, maybe?
Well, it says exactly as this is. It says assault of a pregnant individual potentially causing miscarriage or stillbirth. Conspiracy to commit assault of a pregnant individual potentially causing miscarriage or stillbirth.
Okay.
So potentially pretty much means possibly. It doesn't mean.
No, I get what you're saying, and I can see where I understand how you read that now.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking
a different way, I guess.
I did too, because I'm thinking it's pending her formal autopsy and other.
Her autopsy won't have anything to do with it, according to what I just read on NCBI. According to that, they can't tell anything off of her body as to whether the baby is alive or not, because that her body isn't going to tell us if that baby took a breath after it was taken out. And a baby, it doesn't take a breath within the womb, so it's not going to tell that in any of it. I mean, I just showed you guys. I tried to
Sorry,
anyway.
I missed
Off
that.
of the, it's
But
okay.
that does make
Directly
sense.
off of the site. I tried to show you. The only way that it will tell you if the baby is not living is if the baby had actually, the heart stopped beating within the mother. If it completely died within the mother, that's the only way that they could tell that it was, that it didn't. But they can't tell that. And everything that as I read through everything says potentially. So you have to understand that they're probably taking these based off of the
Wait, where are you reading the? Wait. Let me stop you just for a second. Where are you reading those charges off from?
Well, I had
Because
the
I've seen two
charges.
different lists. I know, but I've seen two different lists of and two different things of the charges.
Yeah, get the
And
formal charges.
Hey, do y'all want to see my Christmas lights?
Well, here
yeah,
Yes.
I'll do
because my
directions
brain
just in
is
case.
mushed.
Okay, I'm gonna
Because
take the big
people are
box for a
saying
second if you don't care.
intentionally. I don't care. They're saying it.
Just in case.
My brain is mushed.
Okay, I'm gonna take
Because
the big
people are
box for a
saying
second if you don't care.
intentionally. I don't care. They're saying intentionally, but I'm saying there's I've seen two different police report or not police reports, but two different spots. And there's I've seen two different spots of the
Affidavits.
charges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the intentionally one. I mean, we all know that it wasn't intentional to try and kill the baby. So.
Oh, those are so pretty, Sarah.
Oh,
Thank you.
great job!
Thank you.
Wow.
This is my little house.
Good job.
And I got those bows
Love
from the
your little
TikTok shop.
bows. The bows
I
are
They do
cute.
love
different stuff.
it. That's hard
They do.
work.
Yeah, well, my husband did it.
The bows are
I
They
cute.
do
love
different stuff.
it.
Yeah, well, my husband did it. I just told him where to put them.
I was gonna say Sarah
I
didn't
love
do
that.
that.
You
Yeah.
always have to have some muscle in the back when
Right,
you're
right.
throwing sparkles on the home. I
Yes.
love that.
Let me show y'all these bows, though. They're so cool.
They
I didn't know
are
if I was going to
cool.
get them. They're battery operated, but they're pretty big. Like, they're
Yeah,
fairly big. And
Yeah,
then
those are cute.
they have
did they
all
come
different kinds of,
quick? I want one for
yes,
my front door.
yes. And they're actually in my showcase. And they come
Okay.
in a three pack, and they were only, I think they were like 39, something like that for a 3 pack.
He can
And
come
they
to
have a
my
little,
house next. I have a
yeah.
three-story house,
Okay. I'll send
old
Mark right
All
farmhouse.
over.
right.
I
Send them
love
Let's see.
over
that.
Okay.
mine too.
So here's a little battery pack that they come with, and they have
Oh,
like different,
so
uh,
cool.
different speeds.
Those are cute.
And you
I
press it
love
again.
it. It's simple but elegant, and it
Yes.
just really just puts the
Yep.
cherry on everything, doesn't it? Look at that.
I love it.
Only problem I see is you don't have any of that white stuff on the ground, but don't worry, I can send you some.
I don't
Yeah,
need
we got
any of that,
plenty.
Boots.
We
Keep
got
that
I
stuff
plenty
found the
over
away.
formal
here.
charges.
Mm.
You guys want to
Yeah,
hear the formal charges from Wexford County?
sure. I'll mute.
It's
We got
one count
locked
of
up. Sorry.
assault on a pregnant individual intentionally causing miscarriage or stillbirth. One count of
Yeah,
conspiracy to
intentionally.
commit
See?
a sorry, baby decided to talk. One count of conspiracy to commit assault on a pregnant individual intentionally causing miscarriage or stillbirth.
2. It's just so sick and vile. It's so tragic.
Service. My
I'm just sitting
brain.
here looking at my bow through my camera. Just like standing here looking at my bow through the camera.
I know they're so cute.
It's very
They're
satisfying
indoor.
until they start freaking
Yeah.
out like that.
Yeah. Until you're gonna have a seizure. So they're indoor outdoor. And so I guess I'm assuming they're weatherproof, and it's rained, and they're still working. They are in my showcase. If you go to my BIO, I think you can press on it and you can get them there. Um, but yeah, I think they're. I mean, they've been rained on and stuff, and they're still fine. And then we got these lights right here, the new ones. You know, like they're new to us, but I
What
like these
material are those?
big ones. So it's got like the plastic, like clear. Okay, let's see if I can show you. Can I turn? No, I can't. I don't think I can turn my flashlight on.
Okay.
Oh, I see. It's almost like PVC, like thin PVC plastic that they use for so many crafts. Um, it's bendable but sturdy, waterproof, and then they just sprayed a layer of glitter and yeah, that's awesome. They're beautiful.
Oh, they just put a little bit of fabric on top. They didn't even spray it, which
Oh,
is nice.
I saw that she scrunched it at the bottom.
Hmm.
Oh, that's so cool and satisfying from my end. It looks fun to touch.
Can I have a
Billy's
leg?
buddy's got an update.
I do. And I confirmed it over
What's
there. So our friend C has hurt herself and gave herself the black eye and woke up this morning saying she doesn't remember anything. She's trying to get the insanity plea.
Oh, I bet.
How'd you?
How did you get confirmation of that?
Chef, you can go over there and ask. It's true.
Well, he can't confirm that. That's not
How can he
confirmation.
confirm that?
Well, a bunch of people in the chat said it too. I don't know
No,
the
no, no. That's not.
maybe it's
Yeah. That's
alleged.
not how we.
Okay.
It could be a rumor.
Oh, I thought they were facts only over there. I didn't realize. Sorry.
That's all right.
I
Oh, I
love
love
that.
that.
I
I'm getting a
love
shirt made
you.
like that. Oh
Yes,
my
yes,
gosh,
yes, yes, yes.
I love that.
Shut up. I love that. That is so fucking funny.
Or a pipe and
Thank
jacks?
you.
So somebody
I hope
go and
I
I guess
followed her
confirm it with
back.
Chef because Chef's the one that's over there confirming that it's true or whatever, guys. So somebody go confirm with
Gets
Chef.
messages from random people all the time. Let's wait for someone
Yeah.
actually their organization.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
they actually said it when I don't know. I tried.
No, you're
Well,
good.
you're
It's
okay.
just
We get
we
lots
don't.
of crazy
We
stuff.
try not to
I'm
do
not
that where we
speaking
go to
on
other
their team
lives, and
because, yeah, they're, you know what,
that's their platform. They do what they
that's,
want over there, but
yeah.
that's not been confirmed by any cops or anything, so we don't know.
Over on this panel, we just like to see black and white in front of us. We're not upset
I
with
mean,
you by any means.
literally, somebody could call me from that Wexford County Jail right now, even if I knew somebody in there, and tell me what happened, and I still wouldn't be able to confirm that because I didn't see it with my own eyes.
True.
Type deal.
Yep.
And that is
And
completely black and white. You know what I mean? And that's what we try to stick
Can
with.
someone go over there and ask Chef for receipts? I mean,
no, I
We'll
can,
just
but
leave them alone. No,
okay.
it's all right.
what I would say, because I'm friends with their camp too, and I think they were just speculating or goofing or making jokes that she's probably doing this to say this is the reason I need to go home
And she
and serve my
and I'm not saying she didn't do it. I'm not saying
right.
she didn't do that, but I'm saying it's not confirmed. That's all I'm saying.
And I don't think they're over there saying it's confirmed either, because I was in their live most of the day too. They never said that they heard that from anybody. They were just
They,
saying.
they are now though. Just like I screenshot in case this would happen, but it's fine.
Okay.
I just checked over there, so.
And that's the
All
thing
right.
too, is she's gonna do everything, anything to try and get out of a case like this because she knows that she's screwed, literally. So she's gonna sit there and try everything in the book, and they're gonna call her fibs.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't
And,
put it past her.
I mean, I don't put it past her either. It's a very high possibility that she did do that. I'm just saying that we don't know for sure that's what she did. And like I
Yeah,
said, somebody could call me from the jail and tell me that. You know what I mean? Or they could say, oh no, somebody beat her up. And I don't know. But I tell you what, I've been to jail and I've been to prison, and they're both do not take kindly to baby murderers.
That's what
Let's
I'm
just put it
hoping.
that way.
I'm hoping
yeah,
somebody
I think
took her out of her wheelchair, yelled at her, and gave her a couple good lickings.
Or she freaked out on somebody and they just fucking popped her, and you know what I mean?
Yep.
It happens all the time. Happens all the
it
time. You
does.
don't know how many fights I seen when I was in jail, and they were bad fights. I mean, I watched this bitch take this other bitch and bink her head off this metal fucking sink thing that we had to get water out of, and that shit's like. And then the payphone, they binked her off of that. The walls are cement. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't
That
nothing
sounds
to
like
bink
one of my high school fights.
somebody
I knocked a
that
girl's head
shit in there.
against the brick wall.
All of it is absolutely
Yeah, I mean
possible.
it's all cement in there, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying we don't know that to be true. So I'm not going to say that that's what happened on here. Is all, That's all.
I mean, we watched her crash out when the judge wasn't sending her home, and the way she willed away, she might have went in there and crashed out, had a fit. Those walls are brick and mortar. I mean, if you want to headbang all night long because you're not getting your way, that's
I mean,
definitely
she might have
feasible.
just did that. She might have just did
Yeah,
that to get took out of Gen Pop too. You know what I mean?
true.
There's multiple different things
There's
that could have happened.
so many. Yeah.
All I know is she got fucked up one way or another, and that makes me happy.
And she knew this court date was coming, and she's a calculated person. And
Or
she
maybe she did it on purpose to make them feel sorry for her. Like, look, they're beating
that's
me up in here. Like, you know what I
so
mean? It could be multiple different reasons.
that's what people were speculating all day today. Was her plea? Okay, when I raised my hand to the judge, he wouldn't let me get out and go serve my sentence at my squatter home.
Maybe this will
So
get his attention. Right.
and make because I'm a disabled person and I'm in a wheelchair that my life is in danger. I am I that's a theory. It is a
But she's
theory.
stupid because they don't do that, and they would put her in a cell by
And
herself.
there's
You know what I mean?
probably cameras that she's so confident she can evade a camera and spin a web that I think she's dumb enough to believe she could get away with it, and then until it's proved in her face that she's gonna just run herself into her own ground. Just
Yeah.
She's obviously capable of doing anything nuts. I mean, really.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm here for it. She can do everything and anything she wants to do. Like, she's not getting the fuck out of there. I
Nope,
mean, next
never.
we'll probably be hearing about her trying to figure out a way how to bust out of that bitch. You know what I mean? Like, she's nuts.
She's probably already starting to try and
She's
dig a hole to
yeah, exactly.
escape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure she's convincing anybody that would listen that she's a victim and this was done to her, not done to them, and everybody's got it all wrong. And there's probably people in there that have been in there for a good minute and don't have all the knowledge that we have. And she is spinning them a story, getting them in her ear. I mean, let me tell you, I've had two of these people in my life when I was younger. They could spin a story that would make me doubt everything I knew. I was a child at the time, but I would be like, I saw it with my own eyes. I heard it with my own eyes. This doesn't make sense. Am I crazy? I mean, they would make me think I was crazy. Come to find out, no,
So,
I wasn't.
so you guys, I just found this on Michigan Live, and this is pretty nuts. Like, apparently, Courtney was texting with her sister on October 28th, announcing the birth that she had given premature birth. I'll just let you guys read this. This is
No,
this is
I
crazy.
can't read it. I can't see it. And it's blurry.
This was in the affidavit yesterday. She did.
I didn't see this anywhere in the affidavit where she was texting her sister this.
She was right after she said, my baby unalived, the one that was in the NICU, and the sister came back and said, what did he pass from? And Courtney, and I'm paraphrasing here because I can't read it either, said, what did he pass from? And Courtney, and I'm paraphrasing here because I can't read it either, said, I don't know, all I know is he couldn't get air. Yeah, that was all because I can't read it either. Said, I don't know, all I know is he couldn't get air. Yeah, that was all.
Hearing something about that.
That was all in her, and it's posted. It's posted on the FB. It's posted, I think, Up North Live has all their PDFs up there that you can download and read. Read B's, read C's, read K's. They're all listed up there now, where you can download it and go and read B's, read C's. Now, where you can download it and go from, even with.
I have it on my page.
Yeah, even with Courtney's, you can read from her first statement and the first interview all the way to current and see the transition, and then go read B's. I can't say his name because I just get sick. Both of them. Anyways, you can read. I mean, it's 18 pages long. You can read all the way through it. But yes, she did do that. That is a fact. I read it with my own eyes. And it is posted. It is there. I read it with my own eyes. And it is posted. It is there. It's the affidavit. It is called. I don't have it in front of me. I'm so tired. My brain doesn't want to put two molecules together. Affidavit. It is called. Doesn't want to put two molecules. What was their case for today?
I have the PC affidavit, all 18
That's
pages.
It. Case for today.
I have the piece on my page. I posted them. I'm just saying I didn't remember reading this part. I listened to it like 3 times. I just didn't remember hearing or reading any of this.
Yeah, it was.
Because there's a lot on here, like the whole conversation between her and her sister, and I didn't remember seeing that in the affidavit.
Yeah, I had to read it like 3 times too. It's a lot. I agree. But yeah, it's the PC affidavit. I couldn't remember the actual name. It's gross. It's absolutely gross. But I think that's where they determined premeditation. And then they went back to all her social media posts. And then they tied that into conversations with family, fake pictures of even having a baby. Obviously, there was no hospital anything on that. So that's going to tie into all of this.
So I hate to do this, but I gotta get off live. My daughter is freaking out and I need to call her and talk to her. So I've been on here for a long time. I'm gonna just end the live with I love you. I've been on here for a long time. I'm gonna end the live with I love you guys. Thank you for everything you do. And I'm just gonna end it, and then I will either be back on later or I will be back on tomorrow for sure. Okay.
We're here for you. Love you. Take care of your family, all of
Love
you.
you.
Yeah, back on tomorrow for sure. Okay.
You. Take care of your family, all of you.
Love you.
Yep. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right. Good night. Be safe.
I will. Good night.
Love
you.
See you later. Okay.
All right. Good night. Be safe.
I will. Good night.